I'm Van.
I'm Sori.
That's Lavi.
And Salty and Chip.
Somebody was like, you name inanimate objects? Who says they're inanimate?
Hey, that's time for the Underground show to go up. Now you guys know what time it is here.
But it's late because somebody messed everything up.
Somebody was playing Madden
and I
instead
beat
of
him.
watching the upload.
I beat him. Funny story. Shout out to the big homie Chris Cole.
Aww.
He was getting these cheesy...
I saw the ending there.
He was getting these cheesy pick sixes on me, and then I adjusted, and then I started kicking his ass, and then it said your internet has whatever. Now, I don't really know who's responsible for that, because to be honest with you, it was glitching a lot, and it was saying your opponent has connectivity issues. And then all of a sudden the whole thing got disconnected, so I don't really know.
He was winning.
Yeah, well, he was winning until I figured him out and got a couple of interceptions, and then it changed everything. So, I was on the come up. So then we played again, and you saw what happened. Game-winning touchdown drive.
I saw it.
Shout out to the big homie.
Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, Chris, but you lost, buddy.
I asked him if he would have announced it if he had lost. You never did answer me.
Well, hell no, I wouldn't announce it if I lost. But I won, so I'm talking shit.
Okay, well, at least you're honest.
Please. Please.
All right.
But, you know, there's the other guy that I played and I kicked his ass and nobody knows.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, but nobody can know. So. You don't get any points for that, babe.
All right, well, let's start the show. This is a Patreon pick.
Yep.
This is from the Sin and Glory Alliance.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget, if you're a Patreon, you get points for every $1 that you...
A patron, not a Patreon.
Oh, that's right. For every $1 you donate. So you can help pick songs that you want to hear through that. You get your little alliances, get in a group and stuff. We'll be putting out a video so you guys will better understand it, because a lot of people are like,
yeah, we got
a patron,
we got a bunch of new patrons, but we got to make sure that we... Because right now there's two alliances that are just dominating everything. Mm-hmm. I think we also have to
offset that somehow.
Well, yeah. We got to figure it out to make it equitable for everybody. But, yeah. I mean, they figured it out pretty quickly. So anyway, this is Sin and Glory Alliance. They asked for... This is Leah's crew.
It's Avatar.
Avatar Wacken Open Air 2015.
Hail the Apocalypse.
Hail the Apocalypse. All right, let's do it. Mind protect mind.
Okay.
PLO, you start
we have our phones out because
9.
We're trying to upload and our internet sucks, so we're using our phones to do this. So we're not doing other things when we're hanging out with you guys. It's just this is our music and this is our lyrics. All right, ready?
It's good cover. Go.
Go.
That's an interesting mustache. Just like Vikings.
Yep. I said, yo, was that Floki?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
guy's crazy as fuck, man. Did you see him?
A good live show.
Yeah, he put on a performance, man.
They all did. But
but that main guy, like...
He's a captivating frontman for sure.
He is, for sure.
Golly. Hell, the apocalypse.
Was the drummer hitting the stuff with his hair at one point?
Probably.
It looked like it. Unless I missaw it, I don't know.
Those guys are, really understand the value of showmanship.
Yeah, right from when it first started, I was like...
I always complained about nu metal bands, like, doing shows in their slippers and shit. Fred Durst with his backwards hat. I'm like, I can see anybody in the world with a backwards hat on. Like, be a rock star.
Yeah.
Do something different. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Trying to escape reality here. But that'll do the trick for sure.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, and they enjoyed playing it. It wasn't complex metal, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, it's just fun. Hail the apocalypse.
Well, he looked like he was enjoying the whole thing. Like,
yeah.
The crowd, the energy.
He's a very energetic front. I mean, they're a very, very energetic band.
Yeah.
I love that. I hate when bands just like stand there. Well, it depends on the type of music, but if it's like heavy music and like rockin' chunky shit, then...
Oh, I mean, I prefer people jumping all over.
You gotta jump around.
That's why I like Slipknot.
It's true, you do. You like them.
I like that. I like that youthful energy, when people have that youthful energy.
Yeah.
Like, Jonathan Davis, when you see his, like, younger videos and he's, like the way he's going around on the stage and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen anything recent from him, but, like... It's just there's a lot more energy that people have, yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be stuck in my head for quite some time.
When he said about, basically to all those lords that I swore allegiance to, like,
I take it back. Sounds like Ragnar.
Oh, yeah.
I take it back.
I take it back. So there's an apocalypse coming, and
it's jihad. It's war. It's war all the time.
All flesh is equal when it's burnt.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, human nature. There's a storm heading our way. All that's been will be gone. All your cities will sink into the ocean. You run away like cattle, but you cannot flee the battle. Wipe your bum. It's time to put on the war paint.
All right.
And the cadence, the way he said it, like the way they said it was like that was really cool. We gotta do better at putting the lyrics. We gotta put the lyrics in the first comment. See what I'm saying? So then people can follow along when they're watching the video.
Yeah. I think technically I'm supposed to put it in the description, like underneath our stuff. But anyway.
Yeah, so it's about war and
nobody's gonna escape it. It's gonna come.
Yeah, nobody's gonna escape it, but it's kind of looking at war in the sense of like it's a big party. Like there's different ways you can look at war. Like you can look at the tragedy about it, or you can kind of look at it as, hey, it's a big part. And like the way that he was carrying on and all that, like it was like, hey, it's a big party and all that.
Yeah.
And, like I've known people that are like that. They're just like, it's a defense mechanism, I think.
Oh.
To deal with the horror about what's about to be done to you and what you're about to do to your fellow man.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
Like
you there's some people that like turned it into like this. He was kind of like a carnival.
That's exactly what I felt like.
Carnival guy.
Yeah, from beginning to end, like it reminded me there was carnival elements to it. Yeah.
Throw the spear, let your hatred fly.
Yeah.
Throw the spear, let your hatred fly. The desert is my prophet.
I didn't understand that part. The desert is my prophet.
As our lives by the minute stand up straight and fucking put on your war paint. I want to hear this song again. It's such a fun, like the performance is so fun.
Yep.
The desert is my prophet.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Desert is my prophet.
What do you mean you don't understand that?
Is it going to tell you your future because you know you're going to die there? Is that what it is?
Yeah. The desert is my prophet as our lives end by the minute. Well, it's like sand. Yeah. It's a place of sand. Like you're going to return to the dust from which you came.
Yikes.
Because you're the desert is a place of just dust, sand, and desolation.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's it's the theater of the fight, but it's also, you're going to join this very soon.
Yep.
Hail the apocalypse. All flesh is equal when burnt. We are forgiven. Forgive us. We shall never learn. That's a good one. That's a good line.
We are all forgiven. Forgive us.
We shall never learn. I think we're all forgiven.
Yeah.
Is a very intelligent way of saying we're all guilty. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We're all forgiven. Forgive us. We shall never learn. I think what he's saying is like, there comes a point in war that there's no good guy or bad guy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like you're killing, they're killing. Which one of you is the good guy?
Yeah.
Like if you look at like World War II, for example, like the principle of Nazism was absolutely evil. Yeah. But not everybody fighting in the Nazi military was evil.
Right.
You know, not everybody that was fighting for Germany, they were just fighting for Deutschland. Mm-hmm. And they got conscripted into the military, but you can't objectively say that all those people were evil. It's the same thing with, you know, communists. Like you can't say that. You can say the ideology is evil and the main players were evil, but the main players and then the people doing jihad are almost never the same. So it's like all the killing stuff. You can't say everybody on the U.S. side was objectively good. Like we said in the other video, you have people who join the military just so they can kill people in a legal way. Like, you don't know what's going on in the heart of a person.
No, it's true.
So, like, a person could have a good heart fighting on the bad team, and a person could have a bad heart fighting on the good team. And then at the end of the day, you're all killing each other. You're all guilty, which means you all need forgiveness. So when he says we're all forgiven, I think it's a very intelligent way of saying
we're all guilty.
We're all guilty.
In need of forgiveness.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And mankind continues to propagate. And we continue to expand on the globe, so that must mean that we're forgiven, because we haven't been annihilated yet. So since we're all guilty, but we're all still here, that by necessity means that we're all still forgiven.
I see.
I think it's a pretty smart line. I don't know if that's where he was going, but that's a smart line. And then it's like, we will never learn. That's interesting. It's like warfare is like, I don't know if it's we will never learn or we have not learned. Where are the lyrics again?
We never shall learn.
Okay, so it's a ultimately pessimistic view on humanity or human nature, that we're never going to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that about us. I think we're going to figure it out. That's actually a very good fireside / comment section discussion. Is, do you think that humanity is ever going to totally figure it out before we? Because you can't really, I mean, okay,
blow up the whole planet.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there to do now? We already nuked Nagasaki and Hiroshima, so what else is there to do beyond that? You know what I mean? As far as, like, killing. You know, what are you thinking about?
Oh, just when you said that, just thinking, wow, like, in those few words, like, so many people died and was burnt and just, I don't know, just like, wow, like, and then the like, all of a sudden, like, my heart was, like, struck within me, like, there are people, and we're all, like you said, we all have sin in us, so, like, to think that sinful people have control of
those buttons
of something so big, it's like, you know, you friggin' fuck up your families, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now you have control to, like,
kill thousands of people simultaneously.
Thousands of people,
and
yeah.
Then another group of thousands over years because of radiation and all that shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, when they do that, then they just go on with their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, for sure.
Unbelievable. It's just wild, because you think to yourself, I don't know, how do you separate yourself from taking part in something so big?
And of course, the response is a valid response, but it still doesn't make it right, which is, if we wouldn't have done that, then there would have been more cost of human life, because it would have been a land battle, would have been an absolute bloodbath for the Allied as well as the Japanese. And it's like, sure.
Yeah.
But that's a woulda, coulda speculation. Here are the facts. I see the little naked kid running around because his clothes have been evaporated and his parents are now in the atmosphere in all these different particles. So that's what I know. So I understand, like, I don't think that we were particularly evil people for doing that shit. I think war as a principle is a particularly evil thing. And it forces people to do, that's one of the things that turns you into pacifism. Like, if you see enough violence and it's like people who haven't really truly experienced violence, the arithmetic is so simple. Oh, if somebody came to my house, I'd blow them away. Really? You'd blow them away? Really? Do you know what that is? Do you know what it is to actually shoot somebody?
No, no, I don't.
They don't. It's not the movies. They don't just go boom and drop, and then they're quiet, and then you've got a dead body in your living room, and then you call. That's not what happens. So it's like, but if you've actually seen real violence, it's a hell of a thing, and it turns you into what I say. I've seen it push people to margins on both, because people would look at me and say, you're an extremist. Your pacifism is. I mean, you've heard one guy tell me I'm not a Christian. Did I tell you about that?
Because you're a pacifist?
He said, because I'm a pacifist, I'm not a Christian. I said, what? Okay. All right. Okay.
People say the craziest things. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. I said,
I don't know. It's just, I keep thinking the lyrics are up here. So, there wasn't really...
He said something was fantastic. There it is.
Right there.
Once you built, now you run away. The world is coming down. Leave your mark upon the graves of your stillborn. Just wrap it up in plastic. Isn't killing things fantastic?
Fuck your greed.
It is. Fuck your greed. Come on and put on your war paint. I wonder...
What did that paragraph say? What did that stand for?
I wonder if... what year this song was written in.
It doesn't say it here, huh?
No, we'd have to go to...
We're so limited.
We'd have to go to Genius. Because Genius will tell you. Genius will tell you what year it was written in. Because if it was written in between the 2002, 2010 era, it would have been 2014.
Oh, wow.
Because during the Iraq War, there's a lot of stuff about greed. Well, I mean, the vast majority of wars in the world in the history of humankind have been about greed and killing. And usually babies end up the victims of. Go ahead.
What do they mean by wrapped in plastic?
Well, I mean, they're dead.
Who wraps bodies in plastic?
I think it's just one of those, like, get rid of it in a sanitary fashion, basically, is the idea. And isn't killing things fantastic. Like, I think he's, like, doing the, ha! Because, like, people are so quick to pull the trigger on war.
Right.
And it's like, oh, great, and like...
So you think this is a precautionary tale sort of a thing? Like, you think that he disagrees with people being like this?
Well, of course,
And that's why he's singing it like this.
I think it's an exposition of human nature. It's like, oh, okay, you guys want war? Well, great!
Yeah.
It's kind of like the System of a Down song when they were like, everybody come to the party, have a real good time. Dancing in the desert, soaking up the sunshine. Like it's like, oh, it's fun and all this. And this, though, is a lot more graphic. Like, yeah, sure. But it especially with young men, like, that's how they feel.
Yeah.
You just have this, like, itch for violence and war and, like, oh, I'm gonna do this. And it's like, oh, it's fantastic. And then everybody comes back fucked up. Like, forever. It's like I was reading about the Spanish-American War, and there's like this famous quote where the guy basically said it will be a glorious war or whatever.
Yeah.
Like people have that sort of understanding of jihad, that it's like this, and every culture has it. Everybody romanticizes their warriors.
Yep.
And there's a reason for it. The reason is that because of human nature, people are always going to try to take other people's shit. So you always have to have a warrior class to kind of be the buffer. And so you have to celebrate the warrior class so that...
Most people aren't going to want to even get in there.
So that you can always have that buffer to protect you from other people's warrior class.
Oh, gosh.
Right? So it's like Vikings, like, oh yeah, we're allies. And then as soon as these guys are going, they're going to be exposed. So we can go and, because I'm going to be the king of Norway. But like, so there's... Well, he says Norway. The other guy, Kattegat, but yeah. And what's interesting in the Bible is the warriors are. It's interesting because David is celebrated as a warrior and all this. Like he's like the archetypical warrior jihadist.
Oh yeah.
But
Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000.
Right. So, but the ultimate honor and the focal point of Israelite life was the temple.
I was going to say, but God wouldn't let him
and
build the
he's
temple.
barred from building the temple because he's killed too many people.
He said you have too much blood on your hands.
You get too much blood on your hands, man. So the Bible kind of like wrestles with this concept of, okay, a guy who puts his life on the line and does violence on behalf of his people should be commended, or commended in the sense that he shouldn't be ostracized from the society. So it's like that Robert Gross book that's like required reading in certain groups, like it's On Killing is the name of the book.
Yep.
And so he talks about how, all societies have to celebrate their warriors because the warrior is doing something that is most atypical to human nature, which is to kill another person, another human being. Or if you want to talk about it from a Darwinian perspective, is to kill someone of your own species, which is atypical to what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And to do it on purpose and do it consistently.
I was going to say, and I was going to say,
and so you have to do something for your warriors to say, because in most every other circumstance, if you do that, the community will ostracize you, or they'll kill you, or they'll do some way to separate you because it doesn't help them to encourage murderers, right? So you've got to do something for your warriors to say, yeah, you broke the social taboo, but in this instance it's okay, and here's how we're going to show you. So we're going to do a parade when you come back. We're going to give you medals. We're going to do this for killing or participating in killing or aiding somebody else in killing, and you do that to kind of counteract the inner turmoil that the other guy feels, as well as the societal sort of rules, and then you bring them back in, and then you say, okay, now the rules apply again. You can't kill anyone. And that's one of the reasons why you dehumanize the other side, because it's like, okay, those guys aren't even human. They're orcs.
Yep. Yeah.
And if you look at what's his name, Tolkien. Tolkien and Lewis fought in World War I. So, the good guys in Lord of the Rings are, the race of men, right? Which are men. And then you have elves, and then you have hobbits, and then you have the, whatever. But they're all humanoid, basically. But who are the bad guys? Orcs. Who are not human. They're kind of like this monster, like humanoid monster type thing, and they can't really talk, and they're not very reasonable, and they're just nasty monsters. So you could see those guys get mowed down, in tens of thousands. It doesn't bother you because they're not human.
Yeah, and they came from like in the ground.
Oh yeah, they came from in the ground, and they're just like this crazy mutated creation of Sauron and all the rest of it. So like those guys, you just kill them wholesale.
And their blood is not red.
Kill them wholesale, right? Like. And you kind of have, these are all things that you have to do in order to be able to kill other human beings wholesale.
Yeah.
And then it also protects the inner community. Go, okay, those guys weren't human, but we're human, so you can't kill us. So we'll give you medals for killing those guys. Okay? Now you come back, and the parade is the indicator that the jihad is over. Now we're bringing you back into the community to don't kill us. But we'll celebrate you for killing them. So there's a lot of like things that go on. So then what happens is, if you're a 6-year-old and you see the soldier getting the parade, well, you want the parade. Now you haven't experienced actually killing anyone. So you don't realize the shit that's going on in this guy's heart. Because this guy's saying, why am I getting celebrated? What the fuck is going on here?
Oh my
but he's like, well, okay, I guess they still love me. All right, I'm in the community. So it's like, the kid doesn't know that. All the kid knows is that there's a fucking parade for them. Well, I want to be like that.
They don't come back looking all tore up and stuff.
Well, yeah, you're going to cry at the top of your, your uniform and all that shit. And you're covered in the blood of your foes, all this shit, all the cognitive dissonance that goes, well, the 6-year-old doesn't know that. All he knows is a soldier and all this. And so now, it does what it's supposed. The parade and all that does what it's supposed to do too well. And then it inspires a group of other people that now, instead of defending, they want the glory. Right? So instead of defending their community, they join the warrior class because they want the glory. And isn't killing things fantastic? And then it gets bastardized. Like, I've met people like that. They think it's about. I've also met people who it's about love of country and
say.
all this, and there are like what they call, you know, the pure warrior.
Yeah.
But there's a whole bunch of other people where it's just about...
Well, second generation, I would think it would be more likely, you know what I mean? Like, second generation warriors would see, you know, seeing them come back, seeing them in their outfits, so then it's like, oh, the glory of that, rather than like, oh, like I should do this for my country or whatever. Like, I felt like I should have fought for my country, but I didn't want to. Honestly, it wasn't even about not killing anybody. I didn't even think about that I would have to kill somebody. It was more just, I didn't want somebody to have that level of control over me. I knew I wouldn't be able to, especially when I saw them yelling in their face. Nah, yell in my face. Like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see. I would think that the ones that go in there for like love of country, and like that they have something, a core belief that they believe very strongly, I would think that the effects of the war on them would be different than the people that thought that it was like, because they knew there was going to be a cost, but they were willing to make that because they, for their country or for their neighbors or whatever. But the ones that went in for the glory of it,
well, that's
I would think it would be harder mentally on those people that went in for the glory of it.
Yeah. Well, that's why those guys. That's why Special Forces selection is as rigorous as it is, because a lot of these people want to join Special Forces for the glory.
Yeah.
So the selection process weeds those people out.
Yeah.
Like, you're not out there to die. You know, you want your cheeseburger, so you'll get out of surf torture to go eat your cheeseburger.
I think about that quite often, actually.
Yeah. So it's a very screw that bell, we're having fun. It's a very insightful look at, you know, human nature as it relates to war.
Yeah.
Hammer high, name your price, and kneel. All the lords I've sworn to obey, I take it back. Oh gosh, that's hilarious to me.
Why would he say that? Isn't that, I mean, you're about to die.
Well, it's like that Ronin mentality, or like that Ragnar mentality. Like, what if that actually happened? Like, what if all the soldiers of all the various forces said, fuck this, let's just get together and overthrow everybody on the planet? What would you do? See, that's the thing. Like, that's why the warrior class is such a crazy thing, and like, it's a very unstable. That's why in the ancient world, the warrior class and the ruling class were basically the same, because they were basically saying, look, I'm the one with the sword. So, and everybody was like, okay, fine. You know, now in the modern world, there's a separation between the warrior class and the ruling class. You know?
Yeah.
So, but before, it was like, it was a simultaneous thing. Like, they wanted their king to fight the battles of the Lord for us. Okay, well... But then it became this thing where the lords were able to rule over the warriors, and so there's always this like tension of, you know, if a particular warrior gets too popular, what the fuck? I mean, think about Caesar.
Oh yeah.
Think Caesar.
Yeah.
He was a general and all this shit, and then he came back and was like, you know what? All this shit is mine.
Yeah.
You know, and
what are you gonna do?
And he had all the warriors with him because he was. You know,
he fought with them. Yeah,
human nature is a hell of a thing, man.
But this one is called. It was called Apocalypse.
Hail the Apocalypse.
So, remember, like they were gonna go to Valhalla, and then after Valhalla, they were gonna fight in
Ragnarok.
Oh, it was Ragnarok was the final war.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think this thing is saying we're never gonna figure it out, and we're just all gonna kill ourselves. Because there's different ways of saying we're all gonna kill ourselves. It's like the fight fire with fire thing. Yeah. Nuclear warfare, tell us to rest. Shout out to Metallica.
Whenever you do that, I think it's so funny.
Yeah, I might die.
No, okay. That's not why. It's just because you're so often so flawless that when I see something, I'm like, oh, he's human.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Vin is flawless. Vincent equals flawless.
Well, I mean, you have two.
Two what?
You used to be more flawless with your legs.
Oh my gosh. But I'm waiting for somebody to say, what the fuck is wrong with you, Sori? How dare you mock him because of his situation?
Well, they know I love you.
Unhand me.
I take care of you.
Ooh, hey, David Fisher. How you doing, buddy?
Shout out to the big homie.
Shout out to the big homie. Okay, so that's all I got for this song. Yeah. Very interesting song. Hail
so
the
what do you
Apocalypse.
give it?
It's a strong 8.5 for the live show. I'm a big like softie for the live show. I love the live show.
8.9.
If you could pull that shit off in the live, they're probably. So we had the ice turf one yesterday, which was amazing.
Yeah.
That was a really good live show. That was like the musicianship and stuff like that. But this was like another like very high up there. Mm-hmm. Like they know who they are. Mm-hmm. They know that they understand the showmanship and all that. For sure. Like one of them was dressed up like a Viking. Like he had the haircut of the Viking. I'm like, oh, okay, they're all gonna be out in Vikings. Nope, this guy's gonna be the carnival guy.
I know.
The carny. What do you call that guy? Thing? The guy who leads the carnival.
I don't know.
The carnival.
Why are you looking at me like I know everything about carnivals?
You look like the type of person that goes to. You went to a lot of carnivals. I didn't go to a lot of carnivals back in the day.
We went to fairs.
Same shit.
Nope. I'm pretty sure a carnival is like a circus.
Carnival,
we were not allowed to go to the
same
circus.
shit. Really? You weren't allowed to go to the circus?
No, we went one time and there was that woman in that little outfit. She was climbing up the rope. That was it. We were out of there. Her little slinky outfit. Doo-doo-doo, upside down legs. I just remember my parents. We went into the bathroom. My mom was like, that was the last time we ever went. I was like, damn it. Plus, we weren't allowed to see anything with magic. And there was going to be magic tricks. I always wanted to peek into those magic trick things. But I was afraid if I did, something bad might happen to me. Not from my parents, but...
Been out.
Sorry, out.
Gone.